Are we live? Who knows? We could be live. Anyway, good morning everyone and welcome back to another stream. We're going to be looking at a little bit of FPS on the humble Amiga. I was checking that the pop-up windows are working and everything's tickety-boo. Not sure if things are working, but they may or not be. May or may not be. Who knows? I don't know. Let's give it a go anyway. So, my PIStorm has been updated to whatever the latest version is. I did it probably Friday. What day is it today? Saturday today. Yesterday I did it, so it's updated to the latest version, or whatever that may be. So I thought we'd run. I don't think putting a black background is particularly clever, because I can't see the writing on my windows, but anyway, not that it matters. So this is a standard Amiga A500 with 2 megabytes of chip RAM. It has 128 meg of fast RAM configured on the PIStorm, and is running an 030 CPU. This is just for me to play and mess about with. They do say that the 6800 is probably the most complete and stable of the CPU emulation. So it may reboot, it may play up, it may crash, who knows. Let's give it a go and see what happens. So what I thought was I'd chuck a few FPSs into a little window here, and we'd play a few of these and see how they go. So let's start with the easy stuff first. Let's start with Dread, I suppose. Oh, that's going to dump me into. That's Oh, that's not RTG, is it? Let's not bother with Dread. We've all seen Dread. I've done it already. Let's try Wolf. Simply because it's RTG and I don't have to swap these screens over. I didn't actually play this on the PC. I missed this. I mean, I played it later, obviously, but I never played it back in the day because I got my PC in probably Christmas time or December time. 93, I think. And I don't remember what year this was. What year was this? Oh, 92. So I think this had already come and gone by the time I appeared on the scene. Let's check my stats and see what's happening. Hopefully this thing's making some noise and doing stuff. Doesn't appear to be making any noise, but hey ho. Let me know if the web chat's working, guys. I've copied the window over into OBS. I think it's working, but who the hell knows? Now audio should be playing, but it doesn't appear to be playing, but oh, who cares? We know what the audio sounds like in Wolfenstein. It plays pretty good, but then it should do it, say. Was it a 286 or a 386 game? Wolfenstein. It might have been a 286, I don't remember. But it played properly on a 386, obviously. So this runs quite well. Let's give it a quick go. Sound. Have we got sounds on? Yeah. Okay. I am death incarnate, because I'm a bit of a pro. How do you work it? Oh, yeah. Oh, is it mouse? Oh, no. Wait a minute. My little German friend. Oh. Oh, this is difficult on mouse. So it's WADS. And then left and right with the old mouse. Looks a bit hungry there, doesn't he? Not quite sure why there's no audio. It's probably my... I've been messing about with the AHI and various things. This works really well, apart from audio. Hello. Fair enough. I've been shot to pieces. So that's Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein looks great. These are all available on Aminet. So all you need is... Where's the mouse gone? All you need to drag into here are the PC DOS files, which are all this lot. And you need to dump in the Doom library, which you can get from Doom and various places. So if you dump Doom library in there, it will play music. Well, mine didn't, but it should do. So that's that. Now we're on to the big boys. We know what that is. Quake. Does Quake work on a PIStorm, I hear you ask? Yes, it does. It's quite slow. I don't know what this would be in 486 days, but it's... I don't even know what Quake needed to run. Was it a Pentium 90 or a Pentium... It was a Pentium, wasn't it? I do remember playing it on a 486 and it was pretty dire. May have been slightly better than this, but this was probably a 486 66 type speed. If you had 16 mega RAM, it would probably play Quake in a fashion. This sort of a fashion, I guess. But the PIStorm is emulating a 68030 or whatever, and it's running at or about slightly more than an A4000 68040. So it's running pretty fast. Not wonderfully fast, but pretty fast. So I don't think Quake, to say that it's running on or emulating a 68040 at about, what did the A4000 come with? Was it a wasn't 40 megahertz, was it 25 megahertz or something? So whatever the standard A4000 shipped with, it's at that sort of speed currently on the stable release. There is, of course, developer releases that run much faster. But I don't think this is too bad, really. You've got to imagine this is what an Amiga 4000 040 would run at. There or thereabouts, anyway. I think I would have been quite impressed to get this running on an Amiga 4000. If I'm brutally honest, I know Quake was a wonderful step forward in the evolution of Wolfenstein and Doom and all the rest of it, but it's not my favourite. I thought it was too dark, too brown, dull, I thought. I did like the spacey setting of Doom, to be honest. But going back to it now, all these years later, perhaps I was overly harsh. I do quite like the aesthetics of it now. I think it's because it ran at this sort of pace when I had it on my PC that I was unimpressed. Hello. Right. That's alright, carry on. Hang on a sec. So yeah, so that works. I'll wait for the picture to redraw. And the newest edition is, of course, Blood, which appeared on the English Amiga board a little while ago. And this also gives the PIStorm a bit of a hammering. It's quite a big program. Is it bigger than Quake? Probably not, in truth. But I thought it'd be nice just to get a little video out there and show this thing running. Hopefully the sound's working okay. It seems to be. I can see the levels whizzing up and down. There's all kinds of reasons why I can't hear it, but not that that matters. New game, The Way of All Flesh. Lightly broiled. Now this game does tend to lock up and freeze and crash and do all kinds of funny things. But that's okay. That may well be the storm that's doing that. And Strife, which I'll probably try next, is a graphical disaster, to be honest.
I live again.
Okay. So this is also Quake-esque, and it's relatively low FPS, but it's not bad. I'll be interested to play this back and listen to the audio, should there be any. My audio meter is whizzing up and down, so I presume it's making noise. Aha. Take my pitchfork. This is another one that I only played very briefly back in the day. I don't know why. Again, too dark, I don't know. Ui. If the audio levels are all over the place, I'll delete this video and do another one. I have a pistola. So I remember as I walk in the graveyard, lots of baddies will appear and get me, I think. Oh, hello. Bit of a frame rate jump there. What's this fella doing? Morningside Cemetery. Sounds nice. Oop. The Amiga mouse is not the best for playing FPS games. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's going crazy. Oh, dead. Oh, they've got machine guns. Blast Blood, you can see it works. The frame rate's a little bit all over the place, but that's okay. I don't mind that too much. So we can quit that. Do you really want to quit? Yeah. If the frame rate was increased, that would be reasonably good. Again, this is another game that's on Aminet. Download it. You will need these files, which come from the PC release, and it has to be version something. What does it have to be? 1.21 or something. So it needs an 060 with FPU, it says. Needs AGA or RTG. Needs all these files. This is version 1. Copy these over. FPS is quite slow at seeking large files. Vampire 2, 060 doesn't work. Use the 040. It's the 040 I use. Press T at any time and type rate for the FPS. Okay. Oh, we'll do that actually. T and type rate. Multiplayer. Yeah, there is a version of the DOS game that you must have, and I think it's 1.21 or something. It must say in there at some point. So let's do that again. Be interesting to see how low the FPS is. It's pretty poor, I should think. Cradle to grave.
Again.
Still kicking. No audio and complete silence. So type T.
Again.
Okay, so we've got 8 FPS. If I reduce the window, do we get a staggering leap of FPS? No would be the answer to that. Certainly doesn't feel like 8 FPS. How do you get out of this place? There we go. So this would be a good benchmark, this game. This has got an FPS counter on it. This is where it all stops, I suspect. And we'll go back. See if we can survive this encounter. 4 FPS. Oh, appeared to be dead. So we're down to 3 FPS. I'm not sure I totally believe that. Oh, 6 now. Can I increase the screen while it's asleep? Oh, it's stopped now. Typical. Okay. It'd be interesting to have a bit of a play there without overclocking and messing about. I might try cooling the PIStorm, see if we can whiz that along a bit. So Strife, I suppose it could try for the sake of completeness. But Strife, unfortunately, is a bit of a graphical mess. No tool types, okay. Ooh. Interesting. Let's do 320 by 240. Yeah, we've got all kinds of things going on Strife. Much work to be done, but much work obviously has been done. The very fact you can play these at all is pretty impressive. But if you wanted the best performance, you'd either run an emulator on a PC or you'd run Amiga on the, well, emulated completely. Do away with the Amiga altogether, and this thing would run like stink, and I'm sure it runs really well. I might try some of these games on an emulator actually, and just see how they perform. Run them on the Mac M1 and see what happens. But there's many other games that new game. See, I don't know why it does this, but some of the bright sparks behind this will know the reason why, no doubt. But it's a very exciting time. Yeah, the game works. It's a little bit irksome when it's got the title screen flashing in front of you all the time. Where's the baddie gone? There it is. Anyway, as you can see, that's a bit of a disaster, that one. It's a shame. Quit. Okay. So that's running on. Is that running on Chocolate Doom? It is Chocolate Doom. Oh, I've not put Doom in, have I? Where is Doom? And of course, you can't play any. Oh. Recoverable alert. 322.40 as a rule. 8-bit, 256 colour. Knee deep in the shores of hell. Can't remember what the shoot button was then. It's the Amiga key. And there we go. That's a bunch of FPS on the PIStorm. So most of the older ones work well. Some of the newer ones work okay, but there are a few issues, which is to be expected. Let's do the sysinfo after swap screens. So this is the current at whatever date we are now. Where are we? Saturday the 25th. So this is the current build of the PIStorm. Go away, Scott. So we're just above the Amiga 4000, which is pretty good going. Drives, what have we got? Rather quick. And that's it, kids. We're back to Workbench. So there we go. That's a few RPS. I'm going to get rid of this screen because it's annoying me. Oh, I've just killed it. I've just killed it. Never mind. So I think that'll do for today. A little bit of FPS action on the PIStorm. Yeah, there we go. All good. So I'll see you next time, and we'll see what's about then.